They say you can't have too much of a good thing. That's certainly the case with the new album by Bette Smith. We found Bette in New York City just after the release of Goodthing and a celebratory show at the Mercury Lounge.
Yeah, we just had our record release party at the Mercury Lounge. Here, there it goes. I don't want to hide my face.
No.
But we just had it last Tuesday, and a lot of industry people and all my friends came out, and we just had a hell-raising time. We had a great time.
Yeah. So did you have a full band in that? What's your live thing
We had
like?
a full band, lighting, text, music, text. A lot of industry people came from and did some write-ups on me.
Oh, cool.
And our band, and a lot of people from my church choir came. So I had a really good old time.
Excellent. That's good to hear. Yeah. Well, that's
it was fire. It was fire.
And you got vinyl pressed up, it looks like.
Yeah, we got some nice vinyl with some nice graphics. I try to keep my eye in there.
Yeah,
got my afro with all of the names of the songs. 13 songs.
Yeah.
Written by various artists. And this is the cover.
Yep.
It's very very Warholian, they call it. Warholian.
I can see that. Yep, absolutely.
So that's that. I'm going to put it over there.
Right. So now, you worked with a guy named Jimmy Hogarth on this record.
Hogarth.
Favorite the pronunciation thing again.
Hogarth.
He's English. And
he's Scottish.
Scottish even. Okay, even.
He's a Scotsman.
I'm sure he makes
I'm proud of it.
And so what made you want to work with him, and how did that all happen?
Well, he worked with some of my icons, Tina Turner, Sia.
Right.
Really nice people. And Amy Winehouse, one of my all-time favorite girls.
Yeah.
And so that was enough for me that he did quality work. I researched him, and I flew across the pond and went to visit him.
Uh-huh.
And we did a really, really, we had instant chemistry and songwriting, and we just stayed and locked me in the studio for 7 hours nonstop. And, we took a lunch break.
Oh, good.
And it's always good to take a break because you return more creative, they say.
Right.
So it was really fun time. And we came out with 13 songs written by various different artists. And it was really wonderful. Yeah. I'd love to do it again.
Cool. So what kind of discussions did you have going into the studio with him that kind of got you and him on the same page as far as sound and vision?
That's the thing. We didn't have that conversation.
All right.
It was like a blind date. We just, what you see is what you get. And it worked out that we had a lot. I guess he had listened to my music.
Right.
And he matched me with songs that there's some songs near and dear to his heart that he wanted a power vocalist like me to sing.
Yeah.
And he presented me with some of his songs. I presented him with 5 original songs on the album. So it was a very nice collaboration in every sense of the word.
Right. So how did the songs come about? Did you write the songs, then record? Because I see he co-wrote a lot of them with you and with other folks. And then, then you went in the studio, or was it a kind of organic process throughout?
Exactly. Or he co-wrote the song with some of his friends.
Okay.
He had a book of songs that were already written, waiting for me. And I co-wrote one song with him called Eternal Blessings.
Yes.
That the one afternoon, we worked on it for 7 hours. May the sunshine be above you, a captive heart free. Do you have to keep shadow boxing indefinitely? Let there ever be a table set before your enemies. May his blessings be with you eternally. That's how we came up with that beautiful song. And then 2 other songs, I just had I could sing the song to him, and he put the music with it. That was Cave.
Right.
I just sang it to my iPhone, and then he worked it in his laboratory, in his studio, on it, and put all the instrumentation around it, and he dressed it up like a garden. It was very pretty. I was very happy with his job. What the work he did was really impressive to me.
Cool.
He knows his stuff. He knows his stuff.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. That's good to know. It sounds like it. Now, obviously, the center point of the record is your voice and your vocal performance. So I'm wondering what kind of process you go through to get to where you are, where you're singing these songs. And when you're actually physically singing the thing, are you kind of alone in the studio with him or by yourself or with a lot of other people? Who's making the decisions? All those questions need to be answered.
I'm alone in the studio with him.
Yeah.
And I'm also in a vocal booth.
Right. And who makes the decision on what's a take? Is it him or you, or you?
He makes the decision, but I don't have a vocal coach. It's what you hear is what's coming out of my heart.
Yeah. And is it a long and painful process, or does it come fairly easily?
Well, it comes fairly easily. I just sing from my emotions. I play, like they say, playing a movie and you're seeing a movie screen. I see a story where I am, who I'm singing to. It's very personal.
Right. Now
I just words based on my feelings.
Right.
Solely.
And overall, going into this record, what kind of feelings did you want to address?
The feelings I wanted to address overall going into this record, well, some of the songs I'm singing to my mother, so it's like I'm trying to get closure with our relationship. She died from a stroke rather abruptly.
Oh dear.
So I had a lot of what they call them in certain circles unfinished business.
Yeah, I understand that.
So so I'm singing to my mother and in certain songs, and then other songs like Time Goes Slower, I missed her.
Yeah.
When I was a very little girl, she had to leave me behind with some relatives in Southern Caribbean. Sounds like a wonderful vacation, but they never told me if she was going to come back.
That's a problem.
And she left without saying goodbye. So I had a little bit. I was only 5 years old, so I had a little bit of cognitive difference with that.
Yeah, I understand. That's
dissonance,
fair enough.
rather. And then, but she did come back eventually after about 5 months, so that was a relief. So I have a lot of unfinished business with my mother, and she's a very important part of my life, even though she's not here on the planet anymore.
Right.
So I'm singing a great deal of the songs to her. It seems like it's a relationship between a couple, but some of the songs are to other people, but most of the songs are to her. Not Cave. Cave is to a man.
Okay.
But to a woman are Eternal Blessings, Darkest Hour. Darkest Hour is also about the World Trade Center.
Oh, I was going to ask you about Darkest Hour because it's a beautiful kind of slow burning blues vibe coming.
Slow burning. I miss you, baby. Miss you like the bird missed the sky. No one else has ever touched my heart quite the way you do. I need you, baby. Need you like the sand needs the sea. And all I wanna know is, will you do this thing for me? Stay free.
So why? How do you manage to mix your mother with the World Trade Center in one song?
Well, what I was saying is that I wrote it for her.
Right.
Wrote it for her, but when I'm singing it, I'm remembering my different times when I felt like I was at my darkest hour. The World Trade Center was one of them.
Were you in New York when it happened?
Also the pandemic. Yeah, I watched them fall down my very eyes.
Man.
So it was when I sing Darkest Hour, I'm really committed, let's say. I'm really committed to the lyrics.
Right. So touching on politics for a second, if you don't mind, because that's kind of where some of that goes. There's a lot of looking at the American political system from outside in these days. It seems insane, but I'm more interested in what it feels like to you in kind of in the middle of it. You're a black woman. Well, there's a lot of female issues, a lot of racial issues going on. It's insane.
Yeah. Well, I'm just right now I'm a bystander. I'm looking and seeing what's happening. Um and I'm trying not to get pulled into either side because there are there are talking points on either side that I could or could not agree with. But I just feel like the world's on fire, and global warming is very concerning because we're just in the middle of, I mean, not to complain because I know Australia is by far hotter than New York, but
It's winter
I'm
here,
just
though.
saying
It's
it.
winter in New Zealand.
It's winter. Oh, that's why you look so cool and coiffed.
I'm just trying to stay warm.
You're cool. You're cool. I was like, this guy's not sweating. He looks fabulous. Nice hat, nice sports jacket. No, I'm just saying that, it's really it's entertaining.
Right? Yeah.
This political climate right now, it's hard to keep your eyes off the TV
Yeah.
and the screen, whatever screen you happen to be using.
Yep. Yeah. And what screens do you use?
I use my cell phone, I use my my Apple computer, and I use television.
Yeah. 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 Because
It's really hot. Yeah.
is it hot? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I have a friend of mine. She lives just outside of New York in New Jersey, and
Oh
I
yeah?
talked to her yesterday. She said it was 100 degrees. I was like,
Yeah, it's been we've been having a really intense heat wave, and it's very humid. I don't mind. I love going into the sauna,
right?
but I really don't like humidity.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I got to do a couple of times a year. I do some Colorado mountain shows, performances. I love it up in the mountains.
Right.
Very, very little. Masseuse told me it's like zero mosquitoes because there's very little humidity up there.
Ah, that's what mosquitoes like, is it?
Yeah, I don't like mosquitoes. I'm sure some people listening will agree with me.
Who likes mosquitoes? Other mosquitoes. That's it.
Other mosquitoes. You're funny.
Right. Now, I'm
That's
curious
true.
because I'm doing a lot of reading about you, and you get
Oh,
compared to
good.
many people over the,
Good.
people like, Betty Davis and Millie Jackson and Macy Gray and Mavis Staples. So I'm wondering, you as an artist, how do you feel about those comparisons? Is it
Well, I tend to, I tend to agree with these comparisons because logically, and just if you follow me, just give me a
I'm
minute
right
here.
with you.
I just sent away a few weeks ago, and I got the results from Ancestry.com. And they said, I'm related to all of these women that you mentioned.
Oh, there you go.
We shared one great grandmother in Ghana.
That-
So I think to say that I sound a little like some of them, I don't think that would be such a long stretch.
I like that idea of just being being related to all of them.
Related to all of them.
Yeah, because you have a tune called "Some Time Goes Slower," which is a
Yeah.
beautiful ballad, and it's very Mavis-y in that one. I noticed.
Somehow time goes slower since you've been gone. Since you've been gone, I've been thinking, oh, my nights feel colder. Since you've been gone, since you've been gone, somehow I carry on.
Time goes slower. It's just, isn't it interesting? Einstein's theory of relativity that alludes to the fact that from a different standpoint, that time is relative.
Right.
Theory of relativity
Right.
is what I'm referring to.
Okay.
So I love that song. When I first heard it, I said, "Oh, I got to sing that song." I just love that song.
Yeah, that's a beauty. And there's a sax player on "Whoop 'Em Up, Whip 'Em Good."
Whoop 'em good. Yeah.
That's pretty.
I like that song.
Like a shooting star, climbing higher and higher. You know we will aspire. Take negativity out. Let's look on good. Is it understood? You know we really should. Let's look on good.
Danny Lerner and Curtis Brewer and myself, we wrote that song, and it's quite a party stomper. Everybody gets up. We have a sing along. I have so much fun singing. It's like one of my favorite songs on the album.
Right. So,
Yeah.
so this is your third record over the course. I think the first one came out around 2017. So
Yes.
in between those albums, what are you doing? Are you writing, producing, touring, singing, or do you have other interests that you get up to?
Well, I recently adopted a beautiful Labradoodle, and we live very close to a park, Prospect Park.
Right.
For those of you who have, come to Brooklyn or have a map of Brooklyn, it's a beautiful park, and we from they say about 6 a.m, could be 5. They have an off leash, so we have a lot of dogs running wild, and they're very tame, but they're very nice. And we go up there every morning, and I do my hot yoga. I also do transcendental meditation. So, and my dog is an Australian Labradoodle.
Okay.
So I love all things Australian. I just wanted to note that. Yeah.
Now you got to be careful. I'm in New Zealand.
I know you're in New Zealand.
New Zealand is to Australia as Canada is to the U.S.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so then that's getting me more educated. I didn't know that. Canada, but we love our Canadian brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Like I said, I lived in Rochester, which is right over across the pond from Toronto. So there you go.
You're very close. I have a few relatives in Toronto, and I go up there sometimes. It's fun.
Yep. Toronto's a good town, absolutely. So, do you see yourself ever coming down to this part of the world and singing and playing?
Well, how many? Do you have a spare room?
I do. Actually, I do.
No, what are you talking about? I'm just saying. One of my dreams is to perform in New Zealand and countries around there. So that's definitely, we have that on our short list.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's what we want to hear. And so you did the gig at the Mercury. Are you doing other shows up and coming?
Funny you should ask. We have, I'm very excited to be doing WNYC Soundcheck on Friday, this Friday coming up.
Okay.
And you can see it's digital. They have a digital recording of it. So
good. Okay, I'll check that out.
All of my fans in New Zealand can look at it.
Yep.
If they log on to WNYC.
Yep.
And the name of the show is Soundcheck.
Okay.
Then after that, on July 20th, we're doing the McKinney Performing Arts Center in Dallas, Texas, which I really love, a suburb off of Dallas, Texas. And we're doing, we have a underground called MTA sessions at New York City, New York. You've been on the subways,
I have indeed. Yeah.
So I'm doing it at Columbus Circle. You remember Columbus Circle, Marty?
Yeah.
59th Street.
There you go.
Statue of Christopher Columbus up there. And we're going to be downstairs singing with the band. And then they're going to record it and play it all over the flat screens all over the city. So I'm very excited about that subway Metropolitan Transit Authority pop-up we're going to have.
Yep.
And that's going to be on August 9th. So
all right.
that's fun.
Yep.
And the show, they're going to show the show, view the show. You can view it also on the website of MTA.
Okay. All right.
Marty. And then September 13th, we have Oktoberfest in Oak Park, Chicago. That's a festival. So I love festivals and always have, always will. September 19th, we have none other than the Center for the Arts in Natick, Boston. Have you been to Boston?
I
Marty?
have.
Massachusetts?
Yep.
USA? It's one of my favorite towns.
I have two daughters who they were very young when we went there, and I told them about the big green monster, in Fenway Park. And they thought the idea of a big green monster was just amazing.
That's wonderful. And you have two daughters. That's congratulations. That's wonderful.
Oh, they're old.
October 18th, the Jazz Club in Paris, France.
Right. Well, there you go.
I always love going back to Paris.
I'll bet.
Since I'm such a big fan of Josephine Baker.
Uh-huh.
And October 22, we have the Concord Club in the UK, in Eastlake, UK. Then going down the list to 26th of October, we have Peckham Levels in London, UK. Always like performing in downtown London.
Yep.
And then this is a creme de la creme, October 31st, which is our Halloween in USA. In Italy, I'm going to be at the Blue Note Milano. So that's going to be something I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that'd be very cool. Excellent. Sounds like it's all happening. All right. Well, you got to get yourself down here sometime. We'd love to see you.
I'm coming. I have a word into my agent. So I'm very serious about it.
In the meantime, we got Goodthing, so that's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for spending time talking to me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's such fun. Anytime you want, we can talk again.
If you enjoyed this episode of the 13th Floor's Music Talk series, please be sure to subscribe to the website or to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram and wherever you find your podcasts. There's a whole lot more to discover.